Hey GCF, can you believe that it has been about 3 months since I tossed on a hat and went and sat on my front porch to make a video announcement to you that we were going to not be able to have church for in person on Sundays for a while. And so it's 3 months later, and here I am, tossed on a cap, sitting in the backyard this time to let you know that we are going to start having in person worship again, at least as things are planned right now. And so want to just fill you in on how that's going to happen. The details that I can give you now, there's going to be, when we get closer to the time that we're going to start in-person worship again, we'll send out some more details and information. And let me just say before I tell you this, that as we've been thinking through these plans, one of the things that's been at the forefront of our mind is that there are a wide variety of comfort levels represented in our faith family at GCF in regard to the coronavirus and being together. And so we've taken that into consideration. We also had some people in our congregation back early on in this thing that actually did come down with COVID-19. They were very, very, very sick. And so we know how rough the virus can go on some people. It doesn't do that to everybody, but for the people that it does do that, it's really rough and it's really difficult. So we want to, one of the things that we've thought about is how do we meet you all, how do we meet everybody across that spectrum of comfort, but also how do we provide as safe an environment as we possibly can, knowing that we can't make it perfectly safe from a little hidden unseen virus that can make some people really, really sick. So on Sunday, July 5th in the evening, and I'll have a time coming out to you as we get a little bit closer, but on Sunday, July 5th, in the evening, we will have in-person worship at Adventure Serve. That's the old Wilmore Campground. We're going to be outside. The worship team will be under what's called the Children's Tabernacle or the pavilion there. You're going to be able to bring lawn chairs and blankets and gather under the shade trees out there just outside that pavilion, the Children's Tabernacle. And it's going to be pretty low-key. We're going to worship together. That will allow those of you who feel like you really need a social distance to do that. Like I said, I'll send out an email later that'll give you some guidelines and some things we're thinking through about that sort of thing. Then on Saturday, July 11th, we will have like a major kickoff time together for what's going to be several weeks of worship on Saturday evenings at Adventure Serve in that same location where the pavilion or the Children's Tabernacle is located. And I know that's not Sunday mornings, but we wanted an outdoor space where we could provide everybody with some shade rather than the direct sun. And Adventure Serve was willing to let us do that. They have another congregation that's meeting there on Sunday morning, so we're going to go with Saturday evenings. If you're uncomfortable coming out still to worship together on Saturday evenings, what we do on Saturday evenings will be recorded, live streamed, so that it will play on Sunday morning, so that if you want to, you can still watch that on Sunday morning if you're uncomfortable coming out on Saturday evening. And so our plans, at least for the month of July, again, we'll gather on Sunday, July 5th, bypass the July 4th holiday. Sunday evening, July 5th, we'll gather for worship down at Adventure Serve. Then on Saturday, July 11th, and all of the Saturdays after that in July, we'll gather at Adventure Serve for worship. Now, if we unfortunately have rain one weekend, everything will just be canceled. Ranjan and I will go over to the 300 building. We'll do a Facebook Live thing for worship that weekend, but we're hoping that's not going to happen so that we can be together as much as possible. On that Saturday, July 11th, we are planning a celebration. We're going to probably bring in a couple of food trucks, one of them that does meals, one of them that does ice cream around our worship on Saturday evening, just so that we can kind of celebrate being together again. One last thing, which I mentioned earlier, which I'll mention again, we are going to have some guidelines and some things that we're going to ask everybody to follow as we get ready for July 5th, and especially for July 11th if we have food trucks in. But I'll get you a video out about that later. So guys, we only have 3 weeks. If all goes well, we only have 3 more weeks of digital worship before July 5th, that Sunday evening when we gather again for in-person worship outside at the campground. So I am so excited. The staff is so excited as we've been talking about this over the last couple weeks because it's been okay, I guess, for you all to see us on Sunday morning, but we haven't been able to see you at all. And so we are looking forward to being able to see you again in person. So anyway, that's the plan, and let's all be praying about it, getting really excited for it. I'll talk to you guys later.